Hey y'all. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I don't know. I'm sure y'all can hear me, but the one person that's here, they might not want to talk. Might not want to talk to me. Um, hey, let me wipe this camera off. There we go. Look a little better. Mo better. Let me tell y'all something. Whew. Today drained me. You would think yesterday would have been draining. Hey, Tanya Bond. You would have thought yesterday would have been draining with me sitting up there talking to them people in a presentation for 2 hours. But today was draining. Uh, just emails, corresponding with people, trying to make sure that people understand, like in my line of work, what I do, working in HR, you can't leave no room for error, no room for gray. There is no gray. Okay. It's just like the Bible. It's black and white. Either you're going to do it or you're not. That's one thing I love about my job. There is no in between. There is no, it's vague. Ain't nothing vague about the policies. Ain't nothing bit vague about these policies. Um, so anyway, y'all, welcome. Shoot, BBB act like she didn't want to go back. Oh, I've been burning up some gas, huh? It's Wednesday and I'm on a quarter already. I ain't even gone nowhere yet. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We are back with another live for this week. As I shared with you all before, as the Holy Spirit gives me content to create, I will just go with the flow and create that content. And as you can see from the title of this video, I have learned that the power of resting in my feminine. And resting in my feminine energy looks like resting and understanding that not everything in my immediate environment needs a response from me. So I wanted to discuss that today just to give some encouragement, especially to the women. I feel like men have this kind of, a lot of masculine men have this technique down to a science. I feel like a lot of masculine men have this technique in their DNA, and they know how to, certain men just know how to not respond to every little thing. I think that is, I can't wait to get there. So, being that for me as a woman, that is a skill that I would have to learn to develop. I want to develop that skill and work towards it every single day. And because it's not something that I am used to doing, it is something that I want to learn how to do. Because we, as a woman, I have to develop my emotional intelligence. That's what it is. It's the development of your emotional intelligence, and what does that look like for you? So, of course, a lot of times, like, I realize that being a feminine woman doesn't necessarily mean that, with the aesthetics of being like dainty and a damsel in distress. It's deeper than that. It's about withholding wisdom. Um, yeah, having wisdom, having a strong level of emotional intelligence. And it's all about having a peaceful nature to yourself. A part of emotional intelligence is being able to have discernment, picking and choosing your battles and understanding what needs a response from you and what does not. And that is something that I have to work towards, and I am working towards, and have has not, you know, now that I'm single, I get tested in the real world, but the biggest test came to me from a significant other. Being able to discern what arguments, like what discussions really need to be discussed and what I can just let, slide. Now, when I was in a relationship, that's when a lot of that test came in, like figuring out what part of the conversation I could just let go and what needs to be discussed on a deeper level. I think sometimes as women we can nitpick a lot about certain topics because we feel deeply about them. The average man does not. So understanding for myself that not everything needs a response from me and embracing that. So, one thing I can say over these last few weeks that I have been studying is how to just be quiet, how to stop talking when it's time to stop talking. You know, Especially with me being a YouTuber. When you are a content creator and you're in the you're in the creation space that I am in. So I do, testimonial vlogs, if I had to put a name on it. I invite you all into my life. I give you a testimony of where I am right now in my life and what life experiencing I'm having, and I share that with you all as a collective to help us grow, to bring y'all along the ride with me when it comes to like personal development and things of that nature. So with that being said, I feel like sometimes I have to be very mindful of the content that I put out and what I am saying because whew, not everyone is going to understand my perspective. I understand that the internet is like a melting pot of everything under the sun, the good and the bad. And that can be a blessing or a curse to our society because depending on where you fall on the internet, it can, like I said, be a plus or negative to our society. And that is something that we don't discuss enough. And I also understand that there are content creators, there are influencers, there are business owners, there are companies, and then there are the people of the world that make all of this go around. And when you are a content creator, oftentimes people will pick and choose what you say to respond to in your content. And sometimes it can be tough. It can be tough being a content creator because as many times as I can get on screen and I can say over and over and over and over again, this video has nothing to do with Elvira. This video is just my opinion. This video is like, no matter what the disclaimer is, there is going to be that one person that did not listen. But that is life. That is life. And what that is teaching me as a content creator is how to control what I say and what I do and what I respond to. Because when you are building a brand, you are not going to be liked by everyone. Everyone is not going to understand your content. I create content in the faith-based sector of YouTube, but I also have a very small niche in that space because my faith is like holiness, and then um I'm doing like personal development and loop of all of that. So I have a very defined niche in what I am doing. So therefore, my content is for a selected group of people. Nonetheless, that does not mean that everybody that comes across my video will, one, understand my content, or two, understand the purpose of the video. So I wanted to share that as a encouragement piece, that as you are going out into the world and you're dealing with people on a day-to-day basis, just embrace the fact that people may not understand you. People's perception is their reality. I will never forget that I kept having this disagreement with a coworker, and when we had to sit down for mediation, I was told by a supervisor, the leader of the facility, like the person was over the whole facility, and she said to me, and this will stick with me for the rest of my life. She said to me that a person's perception is their reality. And what that told me at that time is that it does not matter what you say, what you do, that person's perception will always be their reality. Which leads me to the next talking point of this topic, is that when a person's perception is their reality, you have people in the world who just have a personality trait to constantly be combative, to constantly be in yeah, combative. Let's just keep it simplified. To constantly be combative, meaning that no matter what you say, even if you said something in the highest good, that person will find a flaw in something that you said to be combative about it. It is in that person's nature, it is in their spirit. Having a combative personality is actually that's a spirit, that's a negative spirit. It's like being argumentative. Imagine being around a person, and every time you're around that person, if you say left, they say right, you say up, they say down. It's like, can we agree on something? Can we agree on something? That's not a pleasurable experience when you're dealing with another human being and they're constantly being combative, they're constantly being argumentative, and it makes you wonder what internally is taking place for you to cause you to act this way on a consistent basis. And I want to help you so you don't become that person. For one, to prevent yourself from being a combative individual and always being argumentative, it is best that you don't view, come on, lady, like, be for real. It is best that I'll give y'all the tips of how not to be combative, how not to be argumentative, how not to have a rebuttal about everything, because I used to be that person. I used to think it was cute to always have to have something to say. I don't know who told me that, because ain't nothing cute about that. But I was young. I was in my teens and my early 20s. I would always have like something to say. And that did not work out for me. That did not work out for me at all. But as you all know, I am picking up my son. So um, I did greet you, Tanya, but you said, I know someone like that and I don't know what to do about it but ignore them. Exactly. That's all you can do, is ignore them. And we're going to talk about that, ignoring them and only acknowledging them when they do what is for positive reinforcement, because that's the thing. And I'm gonna get into that later, but just remind me, Tanya, that for this talking point. Remind me if I forget this talking point. Here go, legend. Did my baby have a bloody nose today? Hey, are you Miss Khadijah?
No, ma'am.
Oh, cause he the other day he had a bloody nose.
Uh-huh.
he had a nosebleed, and Miss Kia is out sick, so I don't have a way to get in touch with Marquita. But when you see Marquita, can you just ask her to ask Miss Kia for my number so she could tell me like what happened for him? That because when he came home, it he kept yeah. Yeah, but it stopped obviously. But I just want to know what happened. Rightfully so. Okay, yeah, thank you, thank you. You too. How was your day? My day was good, babies. Cakes. Thank you for asking. Yeah. That is so sweet. My day was good. I'm a little tired because I woke up so early, but I'm having a good day so far. How was your day? Good. Good. Did y'all go outside today? No. No? Wow. Was Miss Kia there today? No. She's still not back? No. Oh, she's still sick. Yeah, well, she need to stay at home then. But you had a good day though? Okay. Well, mommy's on live, okay? So I would I will Jamila, I see your comment. I will we'll chat, okay? But here's your phone. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, Jamila. I was like, so I text his teacher and then I end up asking Legend, was she there? And he was like, no, she's out sick. And I was like, oh, so I had to text her back and say, my apologies. I thought, and she was like, it's okay. I've been out sick. I'll check in. But she never got back to me. And she must really be, she must not be feeling good for real, because today's Wednesday. She has not been back since they left school. Yeah, like, how y'all gonna tell you? But the lead teacher is not in school at the school, and the secondary teacher, she for some reason don't want us to have her contact information. But ma'am, if you gonna be the lead, never mind, because this is a public platform. But yeah, so being around a person that is being around a person who is combative or argumentative can be a Debbie Downer. It's like every time we have a conversation, you just want to oppose, you just want to play the devil's advocate. And it's like even that term in itself don't even sound pleasant. So the reason why I wanted to bring this conversation up is because I used to be that person. I used to be that person that always had a rebuttal, always had a opposing view, always had something to say. And I wasn't aggressive about it. I guess what you would call I was very passive aggressive about it. And I was very passive aggressive about that personality trait that I have. But over time, when I realized how much of a jerk that I was being and I wasn't getting anywhere by doing that to people, I started to change, and this was long before me getting into my word and all of that. It was just that I just didn't feel the need that it was necessary. So when we have to deal with people like this, first of all, because I used to do this, one, people that do this, that always have a rebuttal, that always have a but, and oh, what if, like those type of people who can't just go with the flow of a conversation, or if you say something they gotta one up you, that all of that is considered being combative. And just think about the word combat. Like, break down the words, like look at the root of that word, combat. Like, it's not something that is pleasant, and especially when you're a YouTube creator. And I'm using myself for an example because I will always be my own guinea pig. I will always be my own little test dummy, because like I said, when I'm sharing my observations, I never want to get too close to home where it's a personal diary, because the internet is not my personal diary. However, as a content creator, I can make an hour long video and someone will take one piece of the video and put and create a whole perspective on that one little piece of the video without listening to the full video, without going back to list, like none of that. And that is a part of, I guess, the internet millennium, where people have short attention spans. So first of all, I appreciate all of you who support my content, because obviously I am a long form content creator, and anyway, my short form content don't even do that well. But anyway, I just want to appreciate all of you, because I am a long form content creator, and the fact that you all be rocking out with me, and the fact that you all be rocking out with me on these long form videos, I really do appreciate it. It says a lot about your attention span for sure. I'm not saying y'all be actively listening, but I'm just saying y'all be watching and liking, and I just appreciate that so much in this YouTube space. So nonetheless, yes. So having a combative spirit, and you just find something to nitpick about, or you find something online, or you're always the, like, not you, but this person is constantly in the comments of people videos or people posts, always writing these paragraphs of objective views. And it's like, I don't know if you notice, but knock knock, you may want to go see a therapist. You may want to go see a psychologist. Like, I think, I hope I said it, or a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist. You might want to go see one of those, because that's a mental health issue. The fact that you can't just sit back and watch a video and take what you need and take what you don't need from the video and move on about your life, to the point where you have to write a paragraph, not you, but the person has to write a paragraph. And honestly, it's a shame that a person has to continuously do that online. Like, if I'm telling a reflective story, I have to continuously say, not you, not me, not this, not that, because of this whole conversation that I'm mentioning right now, is that people are so combative, people are so argumentative, that they will listen to this video and be like, oh, I don't do that. Oh, I ain't got that problem. Ma'am or sir, I'm not talking to you. I'm just using you and I's for some simplicity of storytelling. Nonetheless, it's that when people do that, that is a mental health issue. That means to me that is something internally going on that you need to go get checked out. And that, because the person often feels the need to communicate how they feel. That may, and it also could be because, here me go, get in my little psychology bag, but it could possibly mean that this person, grew up, they didn't feel like they didn't have a voice. They feel like they always have to be seen and heard, and they always have something to say. And one thing that I wanted to say is that it is okay to listen to people and not 100% agree with their viewpoint without making that known or heard. I really wonder sometimes how certain adults navigate the real world by how they act online. Just because you make an observation, or you mention something, or I see you comment something, or we're having a conversation and you mention something, and I may not 100% agree with your viewpoint, how, what do I look like telling you I don't believe that, I don't support that, I don't do that? I'm gonna let you rock out with your conversation, because you're your own individual, and it gains me nothing. It gains me nothing what you believe in, or what you want, or what your thoughts are. It gains me nothing. So it always concerns me when people want to be argumentative or combative towards a conversation just to have something to say. And I've struggled, like I said, I've struggled with that in my life. I've struggled with treating life and conversations like a reality TV show. It's called programming for a reason. And I used to treat conversations with my friends and family like I was at brunch on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And at some point, I had to realize, like, girl, this is not a shade throwing fest, because that's what they do on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it's like, you have to understand that these women are in the entertainment business. This is not real. No matter how much they say reality TV, the only thing that makes it reality is that they just got out the car and came into a restaurant downtown for brunch. And that's it. But this whole scene was set up. It's the reality of it is the type of taping that is being done, not the actual content. And when I realized, I was like, you know what, Elvira, you need to stop talking like that, because you're not a reality TV housewife. You're not. You're not. And I'm glad that I stopped acting like that, because it was not healthy, to my personal development and to my personality. And it allowed me to open up to be something better and greater. And a lot of those women, sometimes they don't even want to be on those shows. uh Being around this lady is stressful. What you mean? What? Why? What? um so Tanya, you said, I know someone like that and I don't know what to do about it, but I ignore them. So yes, let's just think about some things to be proactive when it comes to people like this. And one of my tools is that I don't recognize, nor do I reinforce negative behaviors. I don't. And I'm trying to think about how I can give an example without putting people too much in my business. So say for instance, for you, Tanya, if this person has something combative or negative to say, or they come in, I don't give them, like you said, I would ignore them. Like, I wouldn't give them anything. I would I wouldn't give them any feedback, or I wouldn't respond to their comment or something along those lines, because I would just feel like, if I entertain this behavior, then you're going to keep doing it because you see that it gets a response out of me. And then for me personally, I had a family member who continuously does this to me. And because this is my family member, I kindly let them know that I don't appreciate that you talk to me this way or you treat me this way. Like, I kindly told them, like, you make me act the way that I don't want to act because of the way that you treat me. Now, that's because that's a person that I love and I care about and I want them to do better. When it comes to me, I had to explain to a person before, like, I need you to think before you speak to me. Because oftentimes we all do it. We just start talking and we don't think, or we say things and we don't think before we speak. So we just say things, right? But I had to let this person know, I need you to think before you speak to me, because this person is naturally argumentative, naturally combative, and naturally shady. And sometimes it's just in their personality trait that they don't even realize that they just offended me. So I had to let them know, like, think before you speak to me. But I don't know the environment in which you have to work with this person, Tanya. But as I said, my recommendation would be, ignore them, don't entertain them, don't even laugh. Like, when they give you mean jokes, or when they give you a combative attitude, or having something smart to say, don't respond, don't feed it at all, and see if that allows them to change. But that was really all that I have today, y'all. I just wanted y'all to know that there is power in resting in your feminine. And I wanted you to know, quiet, pick, that is hard. That is so hard to do sometimes. But now that I journal and it's really just journaling, because boy, I be lighting some people up in that journal. I be lighting some people up in that journal. But being able to get, I'm not saying suppress your thoughts and what you want to say and never get them out. You can get them out, but just not to that person. It may not be beneficial to tell that person at that time because the emotions are so high. I remember that I had a situation take place and that person offended me. And after I was offended, I wanted to the issue at initially, and then after that the opportunity presented itself for me to address how I felt the day this person offended me. And guess what, it came out so eloquent that I couldn't have prepared myself for a better conversation, because the way that it came through was just like, oh, the way that it came through was just so, it was perfect. And the person was like, oh no, like, I'm sorry, like, that's not what I meant by that. And I was like, well, that's how I was taking it. Every time you said it, I took it that way. um you said, no, being around this lady is stressful. Mila asked me, did you see Sheree's recent rather revealing upload to social media? No, she got some more plastic surgery. Or what? I saw Portia and Phaedra out there in Africa. I seen them. I was like, okay. I saw them in Africa. I guess Portia said she need another Simon. The way with all Portia been going through with Simon, I wouldn't be looking for another African. I'll be so far away from Africa, you wouldn't even get me up out of there. uh but no, I haven't. I'll check it out when I get some downtime. So Tanya says that's strange because she doesn't want you to have the information. Who doesn't want me to have the information? If you're talking about the teacher, no, she's not the primary teacher. She's not even in there like that. So I respect her privacy, like, I don't look at it as weird because she's not his primary teacher. Now, in reference to, okay, you are the head teacher this week, so you do need to have some form of communication open. But when his teacher went on vacation a couple weeks ago, she did inform us that if you have any concerns, you can write it on the class, the take home, the weekly take home response sheet. I don't know the name of it, but it's like a piece of paper that has each day of the week on there, and you could write your comments or concerns. But my son hasn't been coming home with his folder, so I don't know where that is. Y'all, it's okay. Like, and the thing is that I know my child, so his nose can just start bleeding because the sun is up. Like, he gets nosebleeds. But however, I just thought that it was ironic that no one told me. He told me that his nose was bleeding in school, and I was like, oh wow, okay. But then as he was playing with his toys, his nose started bleeding again. So we got it squared away, but this isn't the first time that this has happened. But however, as a parent, I am like, okay, nobody notified me. No one told me this when they brought him to the car. And then that's when I found out that the lead teacher isn't at she's out, she's sick. And the secondary teacher doesn't want, I think it's because she doesn't want people to have her number, her personal number. And I respect that, because you're not the lead teacher and y'all parents not gonna be calling me. But no, I respect it. But we'll figure it out. She'll get in contact with me for sure. You know, he good. But thank y'all. Y'all are so kind. Y'all are so kind. Um, she says no. She's pretty much in a mesh bodysuit, and the body is bodying. But I want her to not in her 50s. Oh yeah, but Sheree body is like her body is. Sheree be going to the gym. Like Sheree may not know how to, when she said spring, summer, September, fall. Like she may not comprehend a lot, but she know how to do a set. She know how to do a squat. She know how to get on that barbell and do what needs to be done. So I don't blame her, but she is a grandma. She is a grandmother. But I'm gonna have to check that out. But Sheree body been doing what it's supposed to give. Hey, Sal Express, how are you? Hey, what's your name? Salvador Smith. She said Langston gets them as well, especially in the winter and when he's sick. Yes. So I had to get. I'm sure you have this, Jamila, but I had to get a air purifier. Is it an air purifier? I had to get an air purifier for our room to kind of just get the dryness out the room. And so it helps him with that. It helps him a lot. But yeah, with the weather change, the cold weather, the dry, crisp air, and then he has allergies too. So he'll just be like rubbing his nose, and that can, bust a vessel. I feel like I guess that's what it's called. And the next thing you know, got a nosebleed. But yeah, y'all, I forgot where I was going with the conversation. But yeah, so I realized just, not responding and choosing when to respond and when not to respond, especially now that, like I'm taking my faith serious. A lot of people have a lot of questions for me, or sometimes people try to bait me into certain conversations, and I'm not the one, I'm not the one who is like trying to tell everybody, like I save that energy for YouTube. And even on YouTube, I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but I don't go, I'm trying to think about my words carefully. I don't try to talk a lot, about what I'm doing and all of these things. So a lot of times I just allow what I'm doing to be shown through the actions that I make. So with that being said, sometimes people try to bait me into conversations, and it's mostly just family members who try to bait me into conversations about my faith and what am I doing and how this and that and that and this. And, one thing I've learned is how to just be quiet. And I pray on that a lot. And I ask God, like, God, just shut my mouth when it's time. And perfectly enough, like when it's time for me to just be quiet or stop the conversation on my end, that's what I do. And then sometimes I just sit back and I listen. And it is so much power in listening, because when you listen, a person will tell you everything you need to know if you just sit back and listen to them. If you just sit back and listen, you'll know everything you need to know. You would not have to second guess anything. Listen to what they say and watch what they do. That's what psychology is. And that's how I've learned to be a good people reader, by listening to what people are saying and watching what they do. Mostly my people reading skills come from watching what people do, paying attention to the habits, paying attention to, certain things that you say and how you articulate yourself, because that shows you who a person really is. That really shows you who a person really is, because you're going to tell me what you want to tell me. You're going to tell me what you want to tell me, and that's rightfully so, because I'm going to do the same thing. That's natural human nature. We Yesterday I watched my video back and I realized that when I get on this road, the video does get choppy. So yes, I'm glad that you made it back home safely, Sal. I'm definitely glad. So the video may start getting choppy. I want to go ahead and apologize in an advance. In an advance. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You need one with these boys, girl. Whew. Boys are something else, and the fun don't stop. The fun does not stop. Girl, do your boys be every time you call their name, they gotta run like legend. He running to me. I'm like, you ain't gotta run, son. Wow. Or when I say stop running, he starts skipping. He don't skip, he start doing something else. It just be so funny. Or like I'd be like, sit down. Then next thing you know, he doing a backflip. But you know, one thing I heard is that that's just masculine energy in him. And I don't want to suppress that. I don't want to suppress that. I want, maybe that's just the mom in me, but I don't want to suppress his masculinity, because how else is he going to express that energy? Like, I live in an apartment, and he can't just go outside and run around without supervision. And I try to get him into, like, he's in taekwondo, so I got him in an activity that he can exert some of that masculine energy, and to give him something to look forward to on Thursdays, and whatever days, because you never know who be watching this, try to run up on us, you're gonna get popped. Okay. So that ain't holy, Elvira. Woo. I almost said something that I'm gonna have to repent for later. I still gotta repent because I thought about it. Anyway, so I have him in taekwondo. I hope the video went out on that. I hope the video went out on that part. I have can have something to do, and have fun, and be active, get that energy out. He's 5 now, so now he can join like the rec for basketball or soccer. I would really love to get him into soccer, but like, soccer is not a sport that's really funded by like the public school system like basketball is. But he's gonna have his options and things like that to kind of get that energy out and have something to do with himself. But yeah, just being a boy mom, and realizing that there are elements of a man that I'm learning are just in a man's DNA. Being a boy mom, you realize that, oh, that's just how, men are born like this. Oh, it's genetically in your DNA. Certain things that men do is just how they are designed. And I'm pretty sure men who are girl dads can say the same. Can say the same for sure. But y'all, that's all I got for the conversation. I don't know if I provided techniques to, not to protect yourself from these type of people. Yeah, let me at least speak on that before I end the video, not just have a whole video of just like talking about the problem. Let's provide solutions to help alleviate these type of situations if they come into your life. Once again, if the video is choppy, I do apologize. Once again, I do apologize. But if you come across people who are combative or argumentative, I just recommend that you distance yourself from them, limit conversation, and child, am I supposed to be down here? Oh, no, I guess we'll just stop right here. This is a random stoplight. You said, yes, we all, okay, you said, girl, being a boy mom is making a lot of things. Yes. So I appreciate this new perspective. Exactly. Because ooh, I be like, that made sense to you, son? Y'all can't see me. I be like, that made sense to you, son? But or just being patient, and but this video ain't about motherhood. But so yeah, so distance yourself from people who are argumentative and combative. And pretty much what that would look like is a person who constantly has a rebuttal. And it's a difference where someone is just giving their difference of an opinion. And there is a difference between someone giving a difference of an opinion or a person that every time you say something, every time you give a thought, every time you share an experience, every time, it's like constantly this person is giving you a difference of an opinion or just playing the devil's advocate. That's when you have to limit your communication with this person. You should limit your communication with this person. Maybe express, like, do you notice that, like, what makes you, like, and it could be a clever way. You like, what makes you respond the way that you do, or what makes you always, like, what makes you think the way that you think? Like, when I said such and such and such, why was your first response this? And just see what they say, and help them, because sometimes many people don't know their negative habits because no one kind of tells them about it. But no one is going to tell you because a lot of people don't care, or a lot of people don't have to deal with that person on a daily basis. But because me, I'm an honest person, and if I call you my friend, I'm gonna let you know, or a family member, I'm gonna let you know, like, I don't like that communication style because I'm way too grown. Like, I'm just way too grown. Like, I know that I am a sensitive person. I know that I be having a lot of feelings in this chest of mine. I'll be having I be feeling a whole lot of stuff. And even though I can take a joke, sometimes I can't. And because I feel stuff, so sometimes I can feel the undertone of a joke or a comment, and then I gotta be like, oh no, I don't like this, or I didn't like the way they said that. But if I don't know you, or if I don't deal with you on a regular, like, you not really phasing me like that. But if I have a relationship with you, it will bother me to the point where I'll be like, I have to say something. So I only say something to that person if you care about that person and you want the relationship to be better. But if you don't care about that person too much and you really don't have to talk to this person on a daily basis, just ignore them and remove yourself from the situation. Now, if you're in a work situation like this, I don't know what to tell you, because I don't do well in those type of situations. Because you know what? Because once again, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. I think that's why me and my supervisor from 3 years ago, that's why we couldn't get along. Because she was very combative, and everything that I said and did, she had something to say, and I had to tell her about herself, and that didn't end well. That did not end well. But I let her know, girl. And I let her know. Now, this is the internet. Now I gotta be careful what I say on here. But yeah, this is a long time ago. But I had to let her know, like, no, you're not gonna be talking to me like you done drop a couple of screws out your toolbox. But yeah, y'all, so that's all I got. I don't have anything else to give on the conversation. I'm kind of pretty much just talking in circles right now, and I just wanted to share that with y'all to give something to talk about, as the topic of people with a combative and argumentative spirit came to my mind. And also, as always, I want to just lead you with this: when you come across people like this, pray for them. Pray for them. Pray for them. Send a prayer up for them. I really thought, I ain't gonna hold y'all, I really thought when them people told me prayer changes things, I used to be like, what? Get, get out my face with that. I used to be like that. I used to be like, my mama used to tell me, pray, baby, pray about it. Prayer changes things. Pray about it. I used to be like, hang on. But honestly, prayer really does change things. It really does. But once again, prayer is just like anything else. It's something that you have to work on. You got to build yourself up for it. It's a muscle. It's a muscle that you got to build on. And I remember when like a year ago this time, I did not even know how to pray. I didn't know the first steps to praying. And there is none. It's just a conversation between you and the Most High. And that's really what prayer is all about. But when you have people out here that always have a rebuttal, always have an argumentative spirit, always has something opposing to say, just pray for them. Pray for their understanding, pray for their patience, and pray for their deliverance from that spirit, because that is a spirit. And I think sometimes we don't realize how much of our interactions in this world are spiritual. A lot of what we deal with is spiritual. And that person with that argumentative spirit is a spiritual situation. Well, guys, I have made it to the apartment. So I will chat with y'all on another live. I thank you all so much for rocking out with me. I hope you got something from the conversation, a little something. I hope you got a little bit, I hope you got a little bit of something. Um, So thank you. Thank you to Tanya Renee. Thank you to Sal. And thank you to Jamila. And thank you to Goyo. Hey, Goyo. Thank you to you all for joining the video. Hey, thank you to Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all for stopping through. Thank you for liking the video. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.